Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be taking a look at my T7 again, but a little bit of a few of the upgrades that I want to do, specifically around the handlebars. The three things I'm going to be working on today are going to be replacing the handguards with a set of Barkbusters, raising the handlebars with a set of SW-Motech handlebar risers, and replacing the grips with the stock Yamaha grip warmers. I'm really excited about these upgrades. As I was saying in my previous video, I did feel that, at least for me, for my riding position, I want the bars to be a little bit higher. I also felt that these handguards could and should be upgraded per when I fall and drop this bike. So I wanted to add a little bit more protection there, and I just really enjoy heated hand grips. I was really excited to see that Yamaha offered a stock version or an OEM version to install the bike. Exciting aspect about the grip warmers is going to be how we're going to be wiring them in. I'm going to be using that stock pigtail that I spoke about previously. So I have the wiring kit for that, and we should be wiring that here on the right hand side. But with that, let's take a look at the handlebars. Taking a look at the bike from the handlebar perspective, the three things we're going to be working on, we're going to be replacing those hand guards. So we have a mounting point here, and as well over here with the bar weight, removing that bar weight, removing the grips, as well as loosening and removing the handlebars from the mounting point here, installing that riser and reinstalling that hardware, and then doing the same thing on the other side. Taking a look at a few of the parts that I have laid out here on my workbench. I have a set of Barkbusters here, the VPS kit specifically. I ordered the black on black because I didn't want the Barkbuster standing out there, so it's the black on black kit there. I think that'll look really nice. Next we have the SW-Motech risers with the 30 millimeter of lift. These are in black. And next we have the grip set themselves. So first we have the heated hand grips. Next we have the wiring harness that'll attach the grips to the wiring harness of the bike. And then we have the spacer kit to compensate for the width of the stock handlebar for the difference in here. And then we have some grip glue here. Hopefully it doesn't set too fast on us. So taking a look at some of the tools I'll be using today. First up is going to be the T7 service manual. This has everything in it that you'd possibly need to know to work on your T7. I love this book. We're using it to locate the plugs for the heated hand grips, as well as some of the torque specifications. Next is going to be a simple wrench set. I do have a long flathead screwdriver in order to get that stock grip off there. I don't have an air compressor. Next up is going to be a torque set, Allen set, and a socket set, and then a torque wrench. After taking a look at the bike and looking at the parts that we have, I think the best way to move forward is first to install those handlebar risers, just to make sure that I like that riding position, as well as that all these cables can reach that new height without having to be rerouted or changed. Next, I'll be working on the grips because I need to take off the hand guards themselves in order to get to the grips. And then last, I'll be tackling the hand guards and the Barkbusters.
Grab my socket and take the rest of these bolts off. Be careful of any washers or anything else that might be hiding.
As you can see, the size difference between these bolts. This is the stock bolt, this is the new bolt. That's how much new rise that we're gonna have with this new bolt. Take a look at our kit here. This is the SW-Motech bar riser here in the 30 mil variety. We have our lowers and our uppers. Just clip in there. I think it would look really nice. To be honest, I don't love how this isn't curved, so we'll see how that looks on the bike. We also have our hardware kit here. So additional bolts, and it looks like caps for those bolts, and it is the same size as the stock bolts, so that's nice. First, I'm just going to test fit some of the riser. These bolts here, they have a foot-pound torque rating of 21 foot-pounds.
There we go.
All right, now next, we're gonna work on taking off the handguards so that we can get to the grips. First, I'll be working on these front screws and then on the bar ends and the bar weights. and then I'll be working on the mirrors to remove that bracket. So I'm taking a T30 Torx to undo these front bolts. A 5mm Allen to take off the bolt to the bar ends. Using a 12mm, I'll take off the bolt, or rather the bar end weight itself. In order to take off the mirrors, I'll be using a 17mm wrench. All right, so now we're going to be working on taking the grips themselves off. In the past, I've cut these off, like on different bikes. I've seen other people have been using a long flathead screwdriver to be able to break the glue within the grip itself, and that's the way that I'm going to do it. So we'll be pushing the end of the screwdriver through, or rather in between where the rubber grip is and where the rubber throttle cable or throttle assembly is on this side, and then where the handlebar itself is on this side. We'll start on this side first. There we go. Hot dog. Nice. So just a little WD-40 in there. Brought it right off. One thing that's nice too about the bolts, at least I've seen so far on the T7, is that it's an inner Torx. So you still have the outer normal socket size on the outside. Okay, so we removed 3 visible screws, the Torx 30s on the outside. There's 2 more that look like they're along the radiator guard down here inside. And now the panel should lift up and back a bit. These guys by the radiator are kind of this plastic locking bolt I'm not too familiar with.
And then the turn signal indicator, so they're gonna bracket here, and we're just gonna pop this guy out. Boom, easy.
And then taking a look at the manual, we do see that number 10 and number 14 are the ones that we were after. Number 10 is up here on the right-hand side of the bike, and number 14 is down here, the lower. Number 14 is going to be the grip warmer plug. We have it right here, and then this is the auxiliary DC jack coupler. So we have both of our connectors right here, very accessible, and this is our turn signal, which we just disconnected. So taking a look at the manual, the things we're after here are number 5 and number 6. Number 5 is going to be the 5-way coupler, 6 is the aux DC jack coupler, and 7 is the aux DC jack lead, which goes to the other side of the bike.
Taking a look at the bike.
We can see those connection points. Here we have our turn signal. Here we have our aux DC jack, which is going into our cigarette lighter here. And then as well as beneath here, we have our coupler here for the fog lights, number 3 pin. It's pretty awesome that Yamaha has placed these on the bikes. Yeah, this is really great for anyone who's looking to modify their bike really in any way from an electrical standpoint. As I mentioned in one of my other videos, you know, when you buy a used motorcycle and if someone puts something on it you don't know how they wired it, how they get the hot wire, how they get the, how they wire it to the battery, how is this thing working? And is it chafing or like, shorting anywhere along that circuit? And it takes a lot of work to be able to understand a bike and get comfortable with it. I feel like if there's anything done electrical wise. Yamaha there, though, is like really, I feel like it's done a really nice job here trying to solve that, where I now have plugs here where I don't have to touch the wiring harness. This will be hot once I turn the key on, which is awesome. And here I can have my heated hand grips. I'm going to use this one for the heated hand grips. On the other side, I have the fog lights. And I have an additional one here that I can maybe plug in a GPS unit or maybe a direct line for my phone. So I think it's awesome. I think it's really great. And I'm really glad that Yamaha decided to do that with this bike. This is one of the plugs here. Just a placeholder. And then we're going to plug in.
What I got here? Sorry, heated hand grips. Just like that.
We now have power for heated hand grips. That's awesome. That's very cool. So now before I fit the actual grips on the handlebars, I just have them resting here. I just want to test the power to make sure everything works correctly.
I'm gonna grab that lead that we have from the bike that we just installed, and then I'm gonna grab the lead from the handle grips.
And I'm gonna plug it in. Has a nice, good seal there.
Waterproof seal. I'm gonna put the key on. The bike should have power here, and there we go. Everything is working as expected. And then we'll test the key off. Everything turned off. Perfect. Not too much, because I know. Can I push it on? And here I'm looking for really exactly that. I want it to be, I want the wiring to be lower.
Angle here for the grip itself. So you're looking for a 45-degree angle. That allows us to have this wire here. We can tuck it under here, run it along with this other wiring loom here. Taking a look at the next step in the process, I'll be working on putting on the hand guards from Barkbusters. Basically what we need to do here is use the aluminum backbone here to attach this to the end of the bar using the various hardware. This piece first will go into the bar end, providing a mating surface for the next bolt. And then within the bolt, between these two, the bolt end, the bar end, the bolt, and the mating plate, we'll be placing some washers and as well as an additional bar end weight. All the hardware seems to be provided here. And then the inner mounting point uses these clamps here. We'll be doing that as well. Taking a look at the handlebars and the grip itself, these are the spacer kit that's provided by Yamaha to make up for the width of the grip, the heated grip. After I installed the bar end bolt here, I realized after reading the instructions that the kit does require an additional 3 mil to make clearance for the end of the bar. As you can see, there's a gap here, or a bit of a lip. When we look at the spacing of the provided spacer and the bar end weight, we can see there really is no clearance there at all. I just went to Home Depot, picked up some M8 washers to put in between the provided washer spacer and the bar end weight. And as we can see, we do have a nice gap here. The bar end weight and the spacer, we have our 2 washers.
And we have our spacer. And this should all meet up nicely. Alright. That's it.
Just for your knowledge, these plastic bits have a locking position. You gotta unlock them before they'll go in. now that I got the bike back together, got the hand guards on here, I think they look really great. I really like the black on black. I think it matches the bike really well. It doesn't stand out, which I really like. I'm not a huge fan of logos, so that's perfect for me. I think that they feel very sturdy. I think they're going to protect the bike, protect the levers perfectly. In terms of the handlebar risers, I think this is the perfect type for me. This is exactly what I was after. I think this will be perfect. I can't wait to get on the trail and give it a shot and try it out. And then the hand grips and the grip warmers themselves. I really like this set. I just love how it just looks stock. I think that's really nice. And as well as the wiring harness, I think that's a perfect way to connect everything. So again, excited to give these a try. Thanks so much for watching. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know, and I'll see you out there.